Hey everyone, it's Josh. So, the old me versus the current me. I had something happen today that made me really want to put a hurting on someone. Turn back into the old me. But I showed restraint. Here's what happened. I went up to the school today, all right, and crossed the street from the school. I'm waiting for the light to turn green or red or whatever so I can walk, right? And So the light turns the color it's supposed to. It turns green, and that's my cue to walk. And there's like this cement truck waiting at this four corners, right? So when the light turns green and the walk sign comes on, there's a couple of students, maybe 10 feet in front of me, and they get to walking because the walk sign is on and the countdown sign. You know the countdown sign at the stoplights? 30, 29, 28. That's how many seconds you have left to get across the street. So that's counting down, and I'm walking behind these people. I'm about 10 feet behind them. This cement truck decides to turn right to cut me off, and from what I could tell, did not care if he hit me when I started to walk out into the street. And I mean, the thing is, I know he knew I was there, and I know he knew I was going to cross, and I know he knew I had right of way because he let the kids in front of me cross, and he had to have seen me behind them. So he comes out and darn near hits me, and I got my middle fingers up like this whole time because he's like right up on me, and I keep my middle fingers up. I stand in the. I'm mad, man, because I know he did this on purpose. I stand in the middle of the street and I keep my middle fingers up. He gets like half a block down, and he's got the nerve to start talking smack to me. I didn't hear a word he said, but gotta check the time. Sorry. I didn't hear a word he said, but I heard the word boy come out of it. Something boy. And I won't repeat what I said to him, but I stood there for a while in case he was to come back. I wanted him to come back. Man. So he didn't come back. And I go up to the school and I go on with my day. But I'm telling you, man, like it took me a good hour to get. I had bad intentions in mind towards him. There's like two construction sites going on near there, and I know he has to have worked for one of them. And let's just say I was thinking about heading to one of those sites and saying, let's just say, giving him a piece of my mind. You know, see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have gotten so mad, but I just knew it was blatant. I knew he didn't care if he hit me. I knew that he knew that I had the right of way and that I was crossing the street because the kids in front of me were crossing the street because the sign had just changed to walk. So there was no reason for him to cut in between me and those other kids ahead of me. Like, it just, there's no reason for that. I don't know if he's seen me around town and decided he didn't like me. I felt like that was kind of personal. But anyway, I restrained myself. This dude is so lucky he didn't meet 2004 Josh. 2004 Josh would have beat this dude within an inch of his life. Now, I'm kind of hoping I see him again because if he does something like this again, then I can legally put hands on him because then he will have intentionally put me in reasonable fear of danger for the second time in a row. So then I have the right to use the force necessary to stop the ongoing threat, which is this person. So I'm kind of hoping he does something like that again if he sees me again, because I want to get hands on him. But I showed restraint, and you should be able to whoop someone's butt when they do something like that. But unfortunately, in today's draconian society, with all the draconian laws that are out there, the cops will arrest you just for beating someone up. So you get to sit in jail with child molesters just because you gave someone a butt kicking. It's sad, It's unconstitutional, but that's the way today's sissy ass society works. You know, the police are while someone's molesting your child, the police are arresting someone for a fist fight. That's today's police force for you. That's today's soft ass society for you. Anyway, back to the main point. See, it's not really often that I really want to put hands on somebody. You know, I've said in other videos that be a man when someone approaches you and wants to put hands on you, and you should stand up for yourself. You shouldn't call the police. You should handle your own business. And I believe in that, and I live to that. But here's the thing. I generally don't want to put hands on people. In the fights that I get into, whenever I do get into fights, and it's been a while, it's because someone came at me. It's not because I was out there looking for a problem, right? So it's very rare that I actually want to hurt somebody, right? But this dude made me want to put a hurting on him. But I showed restraint, and I did not pursue him. And that's my spiritual growth at work there. Because I know that even if the cops wouldn't arrest me for that, I would have probably still made the right decision today and not pursued this dude. Because that's the place I'm at in my life today. That's where I'm at. You know, I've already been in enough fights. What do I got to prove, right? I've won some, I've lost some, but I've just been there and I've done that. But it's just so, I know that the old me would have, and the old me wanted to wake up at that point. Every once in a while, the old me's like asleep. He's not dead, but he's asleep. And every once in a while, he wakes up out of his sleep. He starts to wake up, and I got to calm him down. I got to be like, no, old Josh, go back to sleep. Everything's okay. Just go back to sleep. Enjoy your rest, right? Yeah, I'm still thinking about this. Because I've made mistakes and accidentally not seen people walking into the road before and almost hit them. But I know what this guy did was intentional because he saw the kids walking in front of me. I was only 10 feet behind him. So there's no way he didn't see me. Little does this guy know who he was messing with. And I don't say that as a brag because I'm not necessarily proud of my past, but I know I've never met this dude. So I don't know. Maybe he just felt like he felt big and powerful because he was in a cement truck and he saw me and he thought I was the one to try or whatever. I mean, I just can't understand why anybody would do something like that. But anyway, I showed restraint. I did what I was supposed to do. Because even if I would have beaten this dude up and the cops would have cleared me, and they probably would have, because the law says that when you feel like your life is in danger, when you have reason to believe that, you have the right to use the force necessary to quell the danger. And when somebody intentionally turns their car and you're on foot, knowing they're going to hit you if you keep walking, I mean, that's enough for a person to reasonably think that the person in the car or the truck is putting their lives in danger, right? So I probably would have gotten off for it even if I would have beat him up. But it would have been a whole process, and it would have been something else I had to worry about and go to court for. I would have got acquitted, but it would have been something I would have had to go to court for and this and that because there's cameras right there, so I would have got acquitted. But it would have still been a whole mess, and it would have still been something to divert my energy and attention away from reaching the goals I'm trying to reach. And that's the bottom line of this video. Don't let nothing deter you from trying to get what you want out of life. Because you've only got so much time to live. Right? You don't got to get into it with everybody. Some stuff is good to be let go. You know, stand up for yourself when someone comes at you. But sometimes you just got to let some stuff go. And this is one of those situations where I just had to let some stuff go. So that's my story of self restraint. That's my story of what current me did versus what the old me would have done. Cash App's link down below. Please show your love. Talk to you soon.